What's up, guys? Gonna go into depth on the build since I guess the first video was pretty rushed, and I did make some big changes with this build. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, guys. So starting off with my headpiece, well, mainly with all these armors, you want to look for is the all stats or dex rolls, strength rolls, and then plus, with the either cooldown reduction with the twin blade nerfs, if you want to run that still, or armor. Armor is definitely good, and then so this is a really good roll for me because it has armor, stats, all stats, cooldown reduction, and the poison imbuement, which I'm running that, and then also the perk. So this perk is really good because it will always proc because all the skills that you do is considered crowd control. So if you go to keyword search, crowd control, um, you can see here, even the auto attack is crowd control, twin blade crowd control. So all these are all considered crowd control. So it will always proc. So that's a really good roll. And only if I can get it at 25%, but still a good roll. Um, so for the chest piece, like what I was saying, dex, strength, all stats. Um, if I could get anything else besides shadow resistance, it's not bad. But a lot of rogues run shadow right now still, so it's not a bad roll. Um, and you can see the blue dots. That means I re-rolled them. So I re-rolled them to get the strength, and I also re-rolled this to get the armor. And then with the perk and increased damage while crowd control, you're always crowd controlling, like I said earlier. And then you also get unstoppable when you crowd control. And then with the gloves, this is what I'm looking for. As you can tell, I just gambled my obols to try to get a good glove, but I didn't hit. That's also a good way to roll um, for gloves or armor that you specifically need for certain ones. But yeah, so this one, if I could change attack speed for 4 seconds after dodging, it's an okay roll. Like I said, dex strength roll with it, and also re-roll to get the dex. And injured to damage to injured enemies. So that means like if they're like under, if I'm right under half health. And then with this perk right now, it's not currently working. It hasn't been disabled, so it's pretty much a dead perk for now until they fix it. But that's one of the main perks you want to have because playing with inner sight, you're when you get that full free resource, you're gonna be hitting hard for that. And then with the leg piece, you get the dex roll. Unfortunately, I didn't get the strength, but still good. You also get I got the life with it, and then damaging 4 seconds after killing an elite. So this is a PVE and also a PvP because in PvP everybody is considered as an elite. So yeah. And then healing receive if I could get a better roll. I mean, I'm just waiting to get new pants. And then damaging the elite grants you a barrier. This is such a good perk to have to PvP because when you'll see in the clips when I jump in, I instantly get a barrier to soak damage. That's because of this perk. Like I said, everybody is considered as an elite, so it will always proc. And then with the boots, strength roll, energy cost reduction, definitely help. Fire resistance because mages is fucking crazy, but I think a lot of mages are now running ice, so either get a new boots for that, and then dodge against distant enemies again for mages. And then when you become injured while crowd control, okay, you're always crowd controlling. You get unstoppable, which nothing can really stop you. And then with this is a really good bow dropper here. Let me show you guys what you. I mean, it's not a really good one. I can show you guys what I'm getting. I got a best roll here for my next drop or level up that I've been saving. So this is what I'm going with next. So You get the vulnerable damage. Like I said, this whole build is still based off on vulnerable damage. So um, you get the vulnerable damage, and then you also get the dex with it, and then you get the damage to poison, which they should always be poisoned, and then also again vulnerable damage. So you got the double vulnerable damage roll with this, and the critical strike to imbued skills. So this is a pretty much a best in slot roll. It's just if I could get a better percentage. But yeah, this is a really good bow that I'm waiting to equip. And then with the blade, with per twin blaze orbit, definitely need that. And then with the amulet, shadow step again, you definitely need this perk to PvP, just because it's just so good to get you out of CC when sorcerers stuns you, or druids or whatever stuns you. This is such a good roll to get out. So this is also a good roll. Resistance to all elements, and then imbuement cooldown reduction. With the orbit nerf or twin blade nerf, you kind of want to find some cooldowns to add in. And then with the dex, I don't know what the 7.4, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it just goes off of your dex here. And then with the strength, also pretty much a dex strength roll. And then +3 to all imbuement skills, so pretty nice. And then here, if I could get something else besides overpower, that's what you would look for. And then with the poison resistance, shadow resistance, that's good for rogues. Critical strike damage with imbued skills, definitely really good. And then vulnerable damage. So you want to try to get as much of strength, dex rolls, and vulnerable damage rolls. And you also get the poison rolls damage with this. So, and then with the sword and daggers, critical strike damage, core damage. This is considered core. And then damage to injured enemy, when they're under 50. Vulnerable damage again, and then dexterity. And then this damage to close enemy, because you're always going to be close. And dexterity roll, vulnerability damage. And then damage to crowd control, you're always going to be crowd controlling. And then the +33. So deal that this is why my attack powers. This is mainly, I mean, it could work for PvP too after you stun them with the shadow step, but this I mainly have this just to nuke bosses for PvE. But you want to get something else better for this. I can't remember what I had. You can either get the poison imbuement. I mean, that's not terrible. And also this one, make an enemy invulnerable has a 40 or if you can get max roll 50% chance to grant 3% increased critical strike chance for 3 seconds. I think that's a really good chance. That's a good perk to add on. And then imbuement skill has 40% increased potency against the vulnerable. So from what I understand, potency is a chance to just pop them. Like, you'll see some clips where they just instantly pop because they have so much poison on them. And then specialization, you always want to run inner sight. I'm trying to find something that works with combo points and preparation, but so far I haven't found anything good. With the skill tree, puncture and then enhanced puncture, you don't need. I mean, you'll need a fundamental puncture also to get that instant vulnerable when you shadow step behind them. And then twin blade as normal. I'm thinking about either changing this to the days, but I don't know. Still debating on that. And then sturdy close damage reduction. Here's the build is where you get your damage reduction. Shadow step. You can either just do one and then find different side perks to add it onto. Damage like this. This is not bad. But yeah. And then dash, basic rogue build. Cooldown increases your dodge chances. Really good to have. And then here exploit. If I could get more in exploit, I would, but right now it's not really needed. I I'd say. And then increase damage to vulnerability. You definitely need this. And then with this poison imbuement, this, so earlier you saw I had +3, and then I had like I think 3 or 4 armor that had +2 or +3 imbuement. So this is why they're, sometimes you'll see them ticking for like 23k, 10k. You'll see the ticks really high because they just have so much poison on them already from me just hitting them. And then poison damage. Poison deals less damage, and whoever's poisoned deals less damage. And then skill gain increased damage. Shadow clone. I've been trying to find something to replace the shadow clone, but I think with the one-on-one scenario, it's just so nice to have because you'll win one-on-ones always. And then with the Paragon, I did change a couple things. So simple, let's get the cutthroat damage here for your twin blade, and then go here to get your imbuement skill damage, and also imbuement skill resistance, increased damage. And then here you also want to get some resistance, so you can be a little bit tanky and survive longer to get in and out. And then here, this is next glyph socket you want to try to get. Imbuement skill have a 20% chance increased potency. So with this, with that, and this perk, that's already pretty high chance of the potency to happen. And then yeah, so yeah, increase and also increase damages. So you want to look for this one if you can get it. Farming these, I think you can get it in nightmare runs. That's where I got most of mine. And then here you just want to keep going up. Damage to elites, because like I said, we're all considered elites. I still haven't gotten it yet, but I'm slowly working here still. Here, damage to elites with, if you're crowd controlling, like I said, you're always going to be crowd controlling no matter what you do. So you're going to have a lot of damage coming out. You just got to know how to prepare and then pop them with the crowd or the damage, the output damage. And then here you want to, my next step is going left here, or right here, sorry. And then going here, damage reduction from elites. So you get damage reduction, and you also get damage to crowd control here. And so I'm gonna go here, pretty much here, all the way around, and then come back to, let's see. Oh no, so yeah, I'm gonna go here, back to here, and then here. So you have a lot of damage to crowd control. So this is where your big damage tree is gonna be coming from, it looks like. And then yeah, that should be it. And then to farm armor, how I found is the best way is always try to get your tree whisper done while you're doing like hell ties. Sometimes hell tide spawns in like these little events. You want to just try to do them while you're doing hell tides. Hell tides is definitely probably the best way to get farm armors, because for that gift of mystery. And then you can also farm certain ones, like you can farm for the head, arm, leg piece, amulet, and all that good stuff for your perks. The only thing is you have to go through every drop that you get, even the yellow ones. You have to go through all these just to find like the best roll for you. What I usually do is just look at if they have any strength or dex roll, and if you find a really good one, so let's say this one, I want to keep damage to injured enemies and dex, and then if anything I would roll these two, but you can only come here and roll one. You can come and roll, so let's see, you get the dex, you get the strength. So this one you get the strength, dex, and damage to injured enemies, which is not a bad roll honestly, but I need a higher one. And then before you, oh yeah, and also if you can re-roll while they're legend or yellow still, you want to do that so you don't have to spend as much. So you see, this is already the second roll compared to say, I don't want to be wasting money. Okay, so let's say compared to this, plus all 10, not bad. It's already that expensive just to re-roll this again. So you see the difference? So you want to re-roll perks or any armor that you find that's good, that's legendary or yellow still, and re-roll them, and then go ahead and add on your aspects and all that good stuff. That's another tip. And then also, let me see here, because it can get pretty expensive. So you see my helmet, next roll I need is, you know, pretty much 2 mil just to re-roll for something better. So like I said, you see strength, dex, strength, dex. So you kind of look through your armor, or the armor that you get, and then see what build that you can work around. If you can get somewhere close to this, guarantee you'll be doing just as much damage as I am. Most people are running, most rogues are either running high life and decent power, but I think this is the best PvP build to get in and out doing damage. But yeah, hopefully this helped you guys, and hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, and see you guys next time.